I found that the big problem being human is that we don't understand faculties and we don't understand the center of our personality. We are taught that the center of our personality is the heart or the emotions. Even if you go to a psychologist, psychologists analyze feelings of emotions. Even though animal has also feelings, the physique itself is feelings. And even the logical self has positives and negatives, things it likes, things it doesn't like. The real center of our personality is the soul. The soul is the one that is thinking, the one that is emoting, the one that is having passions, and the one that is seeking power. Because the soul doesn't like to be weak. It wants to be powerful. But we don't teach the soul these things. We teach the soul to be a heart that is subservient to the heart values, which is family, race, government, and usually sky god of some kind of name. What is soul well-being, and how is it different from heart well-being or emotional well-being? The soul wants to grow. It can grow through the head, the heart, the animal, and the physique. All these four faculties are equals to the soul. All these four faculties must grow. If one faculty dominates too much, for example, if somebody is too emotional, the animal starts to die, the physique starts to die, and the logic starts to die. The same if somebody is too logical, the emotions start to die, the animal starts to die, and the physique starts to die. If a human is too animal-like, too much after pleasure, power, and money, right, then the emotion starts to die and the logic starts to die. This is the problem with most human beings. Usually one of these four faculties becomes the master faculty, the dominant faculty, and the soul becomes a slave to that master faculty. So the soul well-being suffers. Our science of psychology has not determined the difference between the emotions and the soul. We need the soul to be the center of psychology. The soul well-being should be our target, not the emotional well-being. The emotional well-being is what makes us sectarian. Our family, most important. Whether our family is good or even if it's bad. We have to love. You must honor your father and mother. You must honor your family, even if it's good for the soul or bad for the soul. If it makes the soul grow or if it makes the soul decay, we have to love it anyway. The heart is also attracted to race. It doesn't own all the races. The soul is one with all races. The soul follows its own well-being, which means it can go through 5 marriages. It can go through many relationships because it's developing logic, emotions, animal, and physique. And sometimes one relationship with one person is not sufficient to grow throughout an entire lifetime. That's why the more advanced souls usually have many relationships in a lifetime, many marriages in a lifetime. They don't stick with one marriage till death. These are the Jewish, the Christian, the Islamic values, one wife, one husband for a lifetime till death. These values do not work for soul well-being. The soul needs different things at different times. We are not trained to look after our soul well-being. We are trained to submit to authorities who tell us what to do. We are trained to satisfy other people. We are trained to satisfy the family, the race, the government, and the sky god. We don't have any room for ourselves. We're not allowed to look after ourselves. It's not our life. It's somebody else's life that we have to live. This is one of the biggest problems in the human species. This is not just in a country. This is planet-wide. Mental problems in humanity is the norm, not the exception. Even if we're in the middle of the coronavirus crisis of 2020, the heart worries about its family, its race, its country, its government, and its own religion, its own sky god. The soul looks at the entire planet, all the families, all the races, the entire planet, all the countries, and the real soul doesn't really believe that a father in the sky would allow for this kind of epidemic. The soul is more into life evolution. The coronavirus is an obstacle in the evolution of life, which life evolution has to get rid of somehow, overcome these problems. There is no sky god looking after us. Otherwise, we would not have this virus. In conclusion, the well-being of the soul is not the well-being of the heart. We have to distinguish between the well-being of the heart and its interests and the well-being of the soul and its interests, which are planetary, unitive, and not sectarian. We're not there. Humanity has not united. This is not a Star Trek type of species. They love their differences more than their similarities. This is a mad species. And we're not close to solving our problems here.